What's up, guys? Welcome back to Range Logic with my brother Steven here, and we're going to go through some Microtech knives. And despite what it might look like, I am not sponsored by Microtech. I just happen to love them.
That would be really nice.
That would be awesome. Microtech, if you guys are watching, we would love it. So we're going to go through some of the knives in our collection, kind of pros and cons of each one and what its purpose is, and then we got something special for you guys at the end. Steve, let's start with yours. What do you got?
First, I got the Ultratech UMS. This knife has been by my side for years now. I've carried it every day. I'm in the military, and carrying the UMS is just a daily thing I do every single morning. I just put that in my pocket. What
made you decide to go with the Tonto versus?
Well, the UMS, they only offer it in Tonto.
Oh,
so that was pre-decided for me. It was my first Microtech and my first love with the platform.
So your first, this was my first. This is Ultratech. Carried every day. I work construction, so it looks like absolute shit. Kind of feels like shit because I don't clean it, but that's my own fault. I'm going to send this one back to get service from Microtech here shortly. I love it. This was, when I got this, I thought it was the coolest thing. It was durable. I mean, I've used this for everything. Still holds a pretty good edge. It needs some sharpening, but it's 4 years old at this point, so I would expect that from any kind of knife. What do you got for your number two?
My number two, I bought the Hera 2 when it came out. It's just something I fell in love with. I went with their factory second, which you get the grenade for it, and it's a slick knife. The new deploy action with the double action trigger is amazing. It's just something that's on nicer days, or if I'm dressing up, I might carry something like this.
That's your suit and tie knife.
Yes, 100%.
So my equivalent, I suppose you could say, Combat Trodan Gen 2 with the Bowie blade, exclusive only to the Trodan handles. This is also the factory second, so it has the grenade on it as well. This one, I don't carry it at work as often just because the Bowie blade itself. I'd prefer a Tonto blade with full serrations, so I'm looking for a Trodan with the serrations and a Tonto for work. But this is a nice knife. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. It's definitely top two favorite, I think, on this board right now. And it's a great knife. And yeah. What's your next one? For
me, my first fixed blade when I went with Microtech, ever since I seen their collaboration with Borka and they did the SBD, I fell in love with it. For me, double edge was just de facto mandatory. And going with the SBD, it's a kind of a crossover between something this size, like a Trodan Hera 2 size, but it was fixed blade. And this was something that I could carry as a boot knife, but I could also just carry as a do anything knife. Because of how wide the blade profile is, it is still extremely sharp, unlike most spear point or double-sided fixed blades, which end up being more stabbing instruments and less knives. This one's still as functional as a knife, and getting that signature series blacked out look, it was just something I've always dreamed of with Microtech.
Next one up for me, I got the Stitch Auto. This is also a collaboration. The blade design itself is a collaborative effort between Microtech. It has the auto, so it's just a...
I believe that one was Borka designed as well.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is Borka blades.
Yeah, I think that's their emblem there. And I love this one. I mean, this is my daily carry at work currently. It's aggressive, but at work I don't need a super long blade, but I do like these serrations, cutting a lot of boxes and tape and just crap. So it works all the time. It's perfect. It's got some wear on it from just all the shit in my pockets all the time, but I don't care about the wear. I'm not babying any of the knives here, so I don't really give a shit about the wear. But I love this one. This is just an awesome blade. And that brings us to our three final knives. What do we got here, Steve?
So I've always wanted a combat knife. I've had a few over the years. I have a couple of different fixed blades, but nothing that I really could rely on every day to carry or to keep on my kit. So with that, I decided to go with the Socom Alpha. The Socom Alpha is a true combat knife. It's been used all around the world in militaries. It's probably the ultimate refinement that you could get in a combat knife, considering what we're looking at when we look at other bayonets or other combat knives that are standard issue. This is something well above that, and it's something that I think is quite a beautiful knife.
And we got 3 options here, right?
Yep. So we got the clip point, which is my personal favorite with the half serrations. You can get this in no serrations or partial or no serrations. And then we also have the Tonto blade, and you can get that in half serrations or full serrations, similar to what we see in the center. Both of these ones are the signature series with the black on black carbon fiber handle, and then we also got the bronze hardware.
That hardware is nice.
And then when we get to the center, we got a nice one with the stencil put on for the channel. And with this one, this is that Tonto point with the full serrations.
Super aggressive.
Those super aggressive serrations are something to behold in person. They are really quite amazing. And it just helps with everyday use. Anything, a lot of people see serrations on a knife, and when you daily carry a knife with serrations, maybe from like a Walmart knife or something like that, you get a bad taste in your mouth about serrations. But once you get a real knife that has real serrations on it, sharpened properly, the serrations will cut through anything. You should be able to cut your hair with serrations. The serrations should never be dull, like you see a lot in more lower end knives.
The other cool part I think is worth noting as far as Microtech, you get a factory service from them where you can send your knives in, they'll sharpen them, they'll fix them. You might have to pay some if you've maliciously beat the shit out of it or something, but they will fix it, they'll sharpen it, they'll get it back to a factory standard and send it back to you. And I think that's critical, and that's not something that you see in a lot of companies nowadays. And I think that has some value to it when you're buying something. Yeah,
Microtech's production value is second to none, really. The only step above this in terms of knives is going custom made. And that's just something that, you can't really get this range of knives.
No, the custom knives, they'll make like one style of a knife custom. They don't make the whole line, or they won't do any, you'll get one type of a knife. You won't be able to get what you want. I like, right off bat, like with this knife, I like the knurling on this handle. I mean, this is insane. Like, you can get such a good grip on this knife, and it's not going anywhere. It's a solid chunk of steel.
Well, and speaking of which, the reason we got 3 of them is we're going to talk and we're going to review this in a way that we haven't seen reviewed before. We really want to put it through its ropes of functional things you would do with this knife. Instead of just talking about it on screen like I've seen a bunch of other videos do, we want to actually chop some wood with it, do some survival craft with it, and just see how it holds up, how those serrations hold up, and maybe this is something that you might be interested in or might be wanting to know the answers to, because I've seen a lot about it, but I haven't seen anybody actually do the things they talk about.
Yeah, it'll be nice to go over some stuff so you guys can see it, see if it's something you guys want to get into as far as Microtech goes. And yeah, let's beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so first thing, we're going to do an initial sharpness test just with a piece of paper. Super sharp. So no issues there, obviously. I didn't suspect any. So first we're going to start with just some chopping. I just got some random molding here, and we're just going to chop through it. Now, this knife, it doesn't necessarily, wasn't designed for chopping. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of weight on the back end here, but the size of the actual blade itself does lend pretty well to chopping. We're going to go ahead and hit the back of it, and we're going to break this up with some 2x4 here. Go ahead, Steve, grab this 2x4 and just hit, like, come around this side and just beat the spine down, and we'll just see how fast we can get through this whole piece. So this is really rough on the blade because we're going in straight into the wood. We're not cutting it at an angle like I was with my hand. All right, we're gonna go ahead and chop some household Romex wire, just because you never know, you might find this out in the wilderness and you gotta chop it. So let's see if we can do it.
Straight through.
It didn't even do anything. A couple more. There you go.
Honestly, that is easier than even...
That was easier than the molding.
Yeah, the molding was harder.
Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, we're going to baton this 2x4, and then we'll go ahead and feather it and see if we can get some something like you would do to start a fire at a campground or something. You want to do it?
You got it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, all day. That's nothing. I mean, that's pretty wild, even with the serrations. Like, typically serrations, I mean, it's for like sawing, but this does really well.
Yeah, just pushing straight through it.
Yeah.
Like I said, once you get a knife with good serrations, you're never, you love them.
I mean, I could just, this whole thing. Here, give it a try. That's pretty sweet.
Whittle through the whole 2x4.
Yeah, just. All right, I think we need to do something more invasive.
Probably.
All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and try to drive this straight through this 2x4 here. We got it positioned over the hole here, so the bottom should go out. So I'm gonna hold it here. And you're gonna carefully hit, yep. There you go.
Straight through.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's...
Let's go ahead and baton it all the way down.
Yeah, go for it. That's pretty impressive. How hard was it when you were hitting it?
It wasn't too difficult. The main thing you want to keep in mind is there are some knives, for example, non-full tang knives, that just can't do that sort of thing. You can't hammer on them. It'll loosen up the back pommel or it can loosen the grip. This one, being the scales it has and the exposed rear with full tang, you can hammer through literally anything you need. If you're needing an anchor on a piece of wood to stand on, I have no doubt that this is something that could do something like that.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another one. Don't hit my hand. No, what? Turn it wide. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean that's impressive. Scales didn't move at all. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, this one we're gonna kind of demonstrate some stabs on this. Only thing we have out here right now is a 5-gallon bucket.
On a bucket!
But I just want to see how it feels. Is it going to keep my hand from sliding over? I do have some gloves on just in case. So we're just going to put some holes in the bottom of the bucket here. Oh, Jesus. I mean, like, I'm trying to show how little force. Like, it's not even that much. It's right there. That's easy.
That's a lot of damage!
That's nothing. I could cut this whole bottom out with this. That's easy. All right, that didn't really work out how I thought. There was no resistance to that whatsoever. So we're gonna do some full strength stabs on the 2x4 and see what that feels like. Go with the grain. I mean, that's getting in there pretty good. Go ahead and get that camera up here. Look at that. I mean, that's in there quite a bit. And I have no fear that my hand's gonna slide over. I mean, all that right there, the texture on the grip, that's keeping my hand solid on there. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, next up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and throw this into the wall a few times, see what happens, see if we get any deviation on that tip, see if it starts to fold over at all.
William, knife man.
Oop, that went between. Come here and see how far we're getting in. And again, I'm not a knife thrower, but it's getting in there quite a bit.
Almost a full tanto.
Yeah, so that's pretty good penetration. All right, let's see if we can find something else to beat the shit out of this knife with. All right, we got this tree branch from out there. We're gonna chop it up, see how many discs we can make out of it, kind of see if we can chop through it in one go, kind of see how that works. It's gonna bounce a little bit. Go for it. go right there on that knot.
Straight through.
Jesus. That's pretty good.
Pretty impressive.
This is hardwood too, the block that we're using. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tiny little branch. We didn't expect it to not go through, but I mean, it cut through pretty clean overall. I mean, it was slicing through it like scallions.
Yeah, the biggest thing is even you could see with the sharpness on this. I can bring this closer up. You could see with the way it's cutting is you can see the serrations on the cut. So you can actually see it's actually cutting the fibers. It's not just breaking it or chopping it. It's actually going through, and you can see all those ridges there. And that's from the serrations.
Oh, sorry. I mean, that's half a 2x4 swinging it into it. I mean, I think that's pretty good overall.
We're gonna try stabbing it through a table. I know it's just plastic, but some of this is pretty thick, so. Well, it went in pretty easy.
Can you just push it in? Oh yeah.
Put my weight behind it. Yeah, not too bad at all. And with those serrations, you can cut into the side of it. Something that knives don't really do good at if they're just plain edge. But that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's some damage there for sure.
Now that's a lot of damage!
All right, guys. So we completed a short round of testing on the blade. Full disclosure here, we cannot cut paper anymore. It can saw through it and tear it, but it does not cut through it at any point in the blade. Even the Tonto tip, after driving it through that 2x4, I'm sure that took away that very sharp edge. Quite a few of this, like that one, depending on where you can get it in the serrations, you know, what serration you get it in will work. A couple other things that we noticed. We had some deflection on one of the serrations. I'll put a picture in here or a short clip up close so you guys can see it. One of the teeth kind of bent off to the side, and it looks like a little bit of the blade kind of chipped out, perhaps from the Romex wire that we were chopping, which is understandable. It is copper.
Yeah,
it will do that.
We wanted to go with like the most reasonable thing somebody would do with a knife like this, but without going fantastical, right?
But to an extreme that you guys would know how far you could put this blade. You know, like, yeah, I would not chop copper wire with it. If you chop copper wire with a pair of tin snips, you're going to do the same thing with it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me. So if we're looking at the serrations right here, you can kind of see a little moon-shaped chip out of that. That looks like it was from that Romex wire when we were hammering it down. And then the piece right next to it here kind of bent up a little bit. You can see some deflection in that. And then right here at the end, one of the spikes on the serration actually snapped off. So that being said, though, hammering a serrated blade straight into a hardwood like that, it's pretty rough on it. Now, all of these issues can be fixed with a jeweler's file and taken right out and be completely back to normal.
And if you look at the rest of the serrated blade, that out of those three errors or those three damaged areas, everything else is perfectly fine.
Yeah, all these are good. It's just that one, the spike here, and then the one that chipped off over here. So all in all, for what we did to the blade, I think that's pretty good. And like Steven said, you know, the blade is still plenty sharp, still plenty capable of penetrating. objects and stuff like that. It's just, you know, taking a little bit of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. So this is a combat knife. It's gonna see wear, it's gonna see abuse. This video, this testing, pretty much just simulated a accelerated timeline in this knife's life. It would have seen these imperfections in the long run, no matter what. All we did was jumpstart that and get a head start on it. These things can be filed out and fixed, and it's not a big deal. And it is what it is. This is a tool. It's gonna get used, it's gonna get abused. And let me remind you guys, it is a knife for the channel. So if you guys wanna see something, let me know. Give me some options. We'll see what we can do. We'll beat the shit out of it even more. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, like and share, and we'll see you guys on the next one. What do you got? I don't know. I lost it.
Yeah, you lost.
Well, we can cut it right there. Oh, what the fuck? Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. And as always, we got it.
What do you do?
Because I said that was my fingers. One more.
Let's go.